Satham Sagana Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Yes, today's special class on Srila Prabhupada's arrival in the USA. As per the Vaishnava calendar, today, 60 years ago, in 1965, Srila Prabhupada has arrived in the USA. So, with all the blessings of the assembled devotees here, seek blessings to speak on this glorious event for my purification. So, Srila Prabhupada came by this small cargo ship named Jaladuta. Compared to the ships at that time, it's very small cargo ship. Prior to boarding that ship, Prabhupada he underwent a lot of difficulties, one can imagine, because he started staying in Vrindavan after renouncing his householder life with practically no money. Whatever money he had, he just used for the publication of Srimad Bhagavatam. With a great difficulty, he published 3 volumes of first canto. But Prabhupada's desire is always go to New York City. He wanted to publish his Bhagavatam sets and go to New York City. So his plan was to publish Bhagavatam in almost 36 volumes. Very elaborate plan he had, and take that to New York City. But once, when he was in Vrindavan, he traveled to Agra, and then he gave a lecture at one person's house. So at that house, he met one person, and then that person was sharing with Prabhupada that how his son is in America. So at that time, hardly anyone would go to America from India, 1960s. So he was sharing that his son is in America, but he went there to study engineering, and he got married to an American girl, and he stayed there. And his father considered that's like the fallen state. He's not coming back to India. So his father was sharing that with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada asked, can he sponsor my trip to America? I am planning to go to America. And his father, Mr. Agarwal, he said, yeah, sure. So, and Prabhupada didn't take it very seriously. He came back to Vrindavan. He would stay in Delhi for a few days and stay in Vrindavan for a few days. He was busy in publishing his volumes of Bhagavatam. He published 3 volumes, almost. The 3rd volume was still on. Almost published 3 volumes. So, suddenly after 4 months of this incident, Prabhupada even didn't remember, he got a notice from the American consulate in Delhi. He got a notice that his trip is sponsored. He got a sponsorship. Prabhupada didn't even remember how it came and who sponsored it. So he went to the consulate and he inquired Then this came that Gopal Agarwal, one person. He sponsored for 1 month of Prabhupada's stay in America. He submitted, Gopal Agarwal went to um, the Homeland Security Department or like that, and then he submitted that. He gave his bank statements and he gave other things, and then said, "I'll sponsor Prabhupada's." So apparently, um, Gopal Agarwal's father would ask many times to his son to sponsor, because anybody who would want to go to America, they would tell his father, "Hey, can your son sponsor?" And then many requests have come, and then Gopal Agarwal thought, okay, this is also another one. He just really sent that sponsorship papers and forgot about it. And Prabhupada also forgot that he asked. And then this notice came, and then Prabhupada understood that it is time now to go to America, and then he stopped. Now he found to pursue on going to America, all the formalities. In India, it was time very difficult formalities because of the on P form, and getting visa was easy, but getting P form and all clearance from the government of India and all was very difficult. You know, it's but one can imagine. Then Prabhupada didn't know how to go. Would write before that, before all this, he's writing, quote, "I planned that I must go to America. Generally, they go to London, but I didn't want to go to London. I was simply thinking how to go to New York. I was scheming whether I shall go this way through Tokyo, Japan, or that way, which way is cheaper. That was my proposal. And I was targeting to New York always. Sometimes I was dreaming that I have come to New York." So Prabhupada, like any of us who travel, he's looking for deals, which way to go, flight deals. He was thinking of flight, I think, at the time. But then this notice came, this sponsorship visa. Then he immediately said, "Now I have to go." So the third volume of first canto was he met Sumati Murarji, a respectable lady in India who owns a ship company, and she's from the Pushti Marg Sampradaya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. So she offered to help Prabhupada to publish his third volume. So Prabhupada knew that, okay, now I have this contact. So after seeing this farm, he immediately went to Mumbai at that time, Bombay at that time. He went to Mumbai, and we requested Sumati Murarji that, I have this sponsorship, now I want to go to America. And she was really reluctant not to send him, because she said, it's you're too old and nobody there would understand your message. She one offered that you stay here in India or in Bombay also. I will help you in publishing all your volumes. We had this big plan. I'll help you in publishing all these volumes. But Prabhupada didn't take a no. And he persisted to that extent. For almost a week he was there. He was sitting on the the steps of her office, those steps of office, and then he would not take no from her. She, as a loving, because she treated Prabhupada as her loving father, and she didn't want Prabhupada to have this. Said it's very cold in America, and you are such an old age. He's 70 years old, Prabhupada, and he would not take no. And Prabhupada asked, if you think me as your father, then you have to fulfill the desire of the father. You have to fulfill the serve father, like the Prabhupada said. And then she said, okay, you get your P-form and already, we'll see where to go, how to send you. And then a few months went, he got all the clearances. Then he's waiting for which ship Prabhupada can go through. And Prabhupada is becoming restless. And it's because Prabhupada always telling that, no, I have a very short time, I have to go immediately to America. And then because Srimati Murarji she's waiting for an appropriate crew of the ship who can understand Prabhupada's needs as an elderly sannyasi. Prabhupada needs in terms of his his accommodation, his food and all. So at last, this Jaladuta ship was identified. And then the planned that, he would travel on that, and he was given a free passage on this cargo ship, which has a passenger room, one passenger room, where a passenger can travel. So Prabhupada then from Bombay, he went to Calcutta because he's supposed to board on the ship from Calcutta. It was August 13th, 1965. Prior to boarding the ship, Prabhupada went like a week before that. He even went to Mayapur to seek blessings of his Guru Maharaj and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he came back to Calcutta. He was staying with Mr. One Bhattacharya, who he met at the President's Palace in Delhi in one of the events. Though he's born in Calcutta, Prabhupada, and raised, he had many friends and relatives and all. He didn't stay with anyone. He stayed with one acquaintance who was recently he came to know in Delhi. He stayed with that person. And then on that day, when he was boarding Jaladuta, there was practically no one except his son came, Vrindavan Chandra. Vrindavan Chandra, his son came, and few others, a handful, 3, 4 people, mostly the crew, the officials or the people working in the ship company to send him. So today's 50th anniversary, 60th anniversary of that event when he arrived in India. There was a big celebration in India on this occasion when he left for America and he arrived. When he left for America from Calcutta, Prabhupada departure to USA, we celebrate that festival. On the 50th anniversary, in Calcutta temple, they organized a big festival. They booked an indoor stadium, around 30,000 or 50,000 devotees can accommodate. It was all sold out, and they had these 2 sessions, and you would get only ticket for one session. So there, in that glorious celebration of the 50th anniversary of his departure from USA, his son Vrindavan Chandra, he came to speak, and he says that I went on that cargo ship and and then I saw the room in which Prabhupada is staying, and I spent some time there with my father talking to him because both his son and Prabhupada both boarded the ship, and then he was there for some time. And then when I heard the loud horn of the ship, then I got down, and then I got down, and then I waved Prabhupada by. After then I stood there for a long time till the ship went far and disappeared. Then I would knew that I would never see my father again because he's such an old age. He's going to this strange, this unknown country where he never been and all the difficulties. So I broke down. I started crying there after the ship disappeared from my sight, that I would never see my father again. So Vrindavan Chandra, his son, he's about 20 years at that time. So he recollected. So it's a glorious ceremony, but it was uncelebrated. No one celebrated that. Prabhupada, only his son was there. But that event, which Prabhupada left India on Jaladuta, by that we can see now millions of followers of Prabhupada and millions of books and temples and all. So, but Krishna, it was not easy for Prabhupada. It was not easy at that time. So that was on August 13th, 1965. He boarded Jaladuta in Calcutta. From there, they went to Sri Lanka. From Calcutta to Sri Lanka. He reached there on in couple of days from August. Within 2 days, on 19th, he arrived Sri Lanka. But Prabhupada, as soon as he left Calcutta on 13th, within next day, he says he has seasickness, dizziness, vomiting, Bay of Bengal, heavy rains, more sickness. On 14th, within one day, Prabhupada experienced this seasickness. I don't know how seasickness looked like, but if any of you have experienced, it is it's a very painful experience because it's nausea, dizziness, he's telling the symptoms, vomiting, dizziness is always like moving. So next day only he got seasickness. And then 13th, within 19th, they arrived in Sri Lanka. It is like 6 days. So then he went on land. After he stepped on land, started walking, then his seasickness subsides. But then again, immediately next day on 20th, they set for Cochin in the west coast of India. So at that time, the Janmashtami fell on 21st, and Prabhupada gave a small talk. He spoke to the crew about the philosophy of Krishna, and he distributed prasad, celebrated Janmashtami on the ship. And then on that day, it reached Cochin. And Cochin, Prabhupada's trunks of Srimad Bhagavatam volumes, they were loaded from Bombay, because it's more near from Bombay, this Cochin is. So they didn't send all the way to Calcutta, the books. Prabhupada went. And then Cochin, it was a stopover, and Prabhupada's books were loaded in Cochin. So on 22nd is 21st is his 20th is Janmashtami. 21st, August 21st is his birthday. So on his birthday, it was celebrated. No one knew that his birthday. So Prabhupada just observed without a ceremony. On 23rd, the ship left Cochin towards Red Sea. So as soon as Prabhupada started into the Arabian Sea, there is more rain, seasickness, dizziness, headache, no appetite, vomiting, all the symptoms, more and more seasickness. More than the sickness, there were this pounding pain in his chest that he would think, I would die at any moment. In 2 days, he suffered 2 heart attacks. So he had this, he wrote in his diary, if another one would have come, he would not have survived heart attacks. So on that day, on the second day, when he got the second heart attack in the night, Prabhupada had a dream that Lord Krishna in his many forms was rowing a boat. And then he told Prabhupada, Krishna told Prabhupada that he should not fear but should come along. And then Prabhupada could see that. Prabhupada mentions it's a dream or it's like the experience, not sure, but Prabhupada could really see it's more than a dream. It's like an experience where Krishna, with his all these different forms of incarnations, he's telling he's telling Prabhupada that to come along, not fear. So then Prabhupada felt, okay, Krishna is protecting me. And from after that, he didn't get that heart attacks again. Then on September 1st, it crossed the Arabian Sea and entered into the Suez Canal. And Prabhupada stopped, the ship stopped in Port Said on the September 2nd. And Prabhupada visited the city with the captain, and he's there. And then they set into the Atlantic Ocean. So September 6th, 2 weeks from after his heart attacks, Prabhupada regained his strength. And then he started eating little by little more. He was not eating also. He made his own khichdi and puris. Um, the not he made the crew made it, and then he started eating a little bit more regularly. After the 2 weeks of the attacks in September, he's already sailing through the Atlantic Ocean. So Atlantic Ocean apparently became where it is the whole day, the nights, it's all clear, no clouds, no rain. Um, the sailing was smooth, became very smooth. So Prabhupada started, he didn't get the seasickness also subside. And he writes in his diary that how the ship is flying very smoothly and I feel better. On Friday, September 10th, he's writing, but I feeling separation from Sri Vrindavan and my Lord Sri Govinda, Gopinath, Radha Damodar. The only solace is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrut, in which I am tasting the nectarian of Lord Chaitanya's Leela. I have left Bharata Bhumi just to execute the order of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati in pursuance of Lord Chaitanya's order. I have no qualification, but I have taken up this risk just to carry out the order of His divine grace. I fully depend on their mercy so far away from Vrindavan. Then he even wrote a poem on that ship when he is feeling well. At last, after 35 days journey from Calcutta, at 5:30 a.m. on the morning of September 17th, 1965, Jaladuta reached Boston's Commonwealth Pier. So the ship is supposed to briefly stop there and come to New York City. So at that time, Prabhupada, he got down, he passed through the customs and immigration in Boston, and then he received his visa for 3 month stay and indicating a departure date. And Captain Pandya and his wife, they felt that, Captain Pandya says he never saw Atlantic so calm in his whole career. That was one of the most smoothest sailing he has witnessed. And his wife was telling that, Swamiji, like you come back and return trip with us, because Jaldata is supposed to stay a few days here. Prabhupada didn't had plans to return. But Krishna's mercy that his rest journey was smooth. In Boston, Prabhupada, with the captain, he went and then saw different shopping shops and the streets and then churches, office buildings, people, the bars, nightclubs and all, and Prabhupada could see that how it is completely the city is immersed in the enjoyment. So at that time on the harbor of Boston, he wrote another song called Markene Bhagavad Dharma, the teachings of Krishna consciousness in America. He wrote that song. Then briefly after being in Boston for a few days, he was praying and he wrote the song. And basically in the song, we don't have time to read or to see the translation of the song. But he is praying in humility how his life's mission is just to serve his guru, and his guru's instruction is to come and preach. And because his guru has this desire that Chaitanya's message will be spread all over the world, Prabhupada is writing that then it will happen. It will certainly happen. So it is, I'm not worthy for it, but it certainly happened. I'm just trying. Prabhupada is telling in that poem. He's telling I'll read this one line in that poem which he wrote while in Atlantic. By strong desire, the holy name of Lord Gauranga, by strong desire of his Guru, will spread throughout all the countries of the world, in all the cities, towns, and villages on the earth, from all the oceans, seas, rivers, and streams. Everyone will chant the holy name. As the vast mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquers all directions, a flood of transcendental ecstasy will certainly cover the land. When all the sinful, miserable living entities become happy, the Vaishnava's desire is then fulfilled. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I am not worthy or fit to do it. I am very fallen and insignificant. Therefore, O Lord, now I am begging for your mercy so that I may become worthy. For you are the wisest and the most experienced of all. So Prabhupada in humility is praying to Krishna. And then he wrote this Bhagavata Dharma poem. And then the ship again came to New York City in the in Brooklyn Harbor. And Prabhupada, after getting down from the ship, Prabhupada had some idea what to do, but he says, I did not know whether to turn left or right. He paused, he did all these formalities at the dockside where he got down. But he didn't know where to go. Then later, one representative from Traveler's Aid came to meet Prabhupada. That was sent by Agarwals in Pennsylvania. So now, Prabhupada arriving, this letter was sent to Gopal Agarwal. And then, some devotees met Sally Agarwal and Gopal Agarwal later. And Sally Agarwal recollects how she didn't know what to expect from a Swami from India. So at that time, there were no Indians at all. And she says that in the whole state of Pennsylvania, there's only one Indian, that was my husband, Gopal Agarwal. And I know only my husband. I don't know anyone else in India, what they do, how they wear, and especially Swami. She didn't know. And then Gopal also was in shock that, that really this Swami is coming. I didn't know what to expect. But he sent a person, a representative, he hired a person for Prabhupada to put him on a bus to Butler, Pennsylvania, at the Port Authority bus terminal. So that person took Prabhupada to the Port Authority bus terminal and then put on the bus. The overnight, Prabhupada went to Butler and stayed with Agarwal few days. But Prabhupada could understand that, in Butler, he would not be able to do anything because it's a small town. He wanted to go to New York. While he was in Mumbai, and doing all these formalities to come to America, and waiting for P-form and all that, getting a passage and Jaladuta, one of the book owners, a bookshop was there, and one of the book owners said, I know one Dr. Rammurthy Mishra in America. So you are going to America when you he stays in New York City. You are going to America when you get a chance, you meet him, this Dr. Mishra. So that owner of bookshop wrote a letter and gave to Prabhupada in hand, the address to Dr. Mishra, that the Swamiji is coming, please facilitate and all like that. So Prabhupada then, he even had a number, his phone number. So when Prabhupada was in Butler, so he was thinking, he should go to New York. Then he called Dr. Mishra over telephone, and then he introduced himself and gave the reference of the shopkeeper, and they said that I want to come to New York for a few days, Prabhupada mentioned. And then Dr. Mishra invited Prabhupada, you can come and stay with me. And after staying 1 or 2 months in Butler, Pennsylvania, Prabhupada came to New York City and started staying with Dr. Mishra. And Dr. Mishra at that time was in ill health. He has a jaundice. And Prabhupada cooked every day for him and fed him and restored his health. And Dr. Mishra, very grateful to Prabhupada that you saved my life. I would not have survived if you are not there. And then Prabhupada always saw how to preach. But Dr. Mishra would not allow Prabhupada to speak because he is following different sampradaya. But later, we see, how Prabhupada struggled. He didn't stay longer there. Then he moved to another place on the upper west side. And then another place in the midtown. There he was staying with Paul. His typewriter got stolen there. And then he moved to Bowery. He was staying there in the Bowery with a boy called Paul. And Prabhupada felt he's interested. And Prabhupada even thought he will take initiation and practice. But he became violent and wanted to attack Prabhupada. And Prabhupada went away from there and then went to another acquaintance, Mike, Mukunda Maharaj. Stayed for a night, overnight, and they found an ad in the newspaper about the 22nd Avenue. And then they went and saw this place and took. It was the whole year, 1 year, Prabhupada moved in that 1 year after setting his foot in America, 6 different places. Great struggle it was. So then later, after getting this place, 22nd Avenue, it was not easy still. He had only 1 month rent to pay to this place. There was an apartment also. Prabhupada took it and started doing kirtans and classes, and then slowly followers joined. And then he incorporated this International Society for Krishna Consciousness in 1966 after more than a year of struggle. So you can say it was not easy for Prabhupada. He took all these difficulties just to please his spiritual master. Because his spiritual master and the acharyas, they have a compassion for the fallen souls, and the prophecy of Prithviyacha Nagarada Gram Sarvatra Pracharo Envaranam, this Lord Chaitanya's prophecy. And to fulfill that, Prabhupada, as a transparent medium, he just underwent all the difficulties. And then because of his difficulties and his persistence and the mercy of his spiritual master, today we have these hundreds of temples, so many followers, and we have this opportunity to practice. So disciples asked Prabhupada, what is our qualification to get this mercy? And Prabhupada said, "You don't have any qualification. I made the qualification. I gave the qualification." So it's the disciples in his book. Sometimes he mentioned that he built a house in which a whole world can live. So that was on this occasion 60 years ago that he set his foot in the soil of America. That made it possible. We have 9 minutes. I'll give some time for discussion. Thank you very much. Anyone has any realizations and comments?
Thank you, Sundarnath Prabhu. Just a quick realization. Every time I hear what Srila Prabhupada had to go through to deliver the message of his Guru, of the Guru Parampara to us here, I'm thinking, yeah, it's not that when something is difficult, we interpret it as Krishna doesn't want it, and then we give up. Oh, I had a heart attack. It means Krishna doesn't want it, so I'm going to quit. Srila Prabhupada persevered, and he got the job done by the mercy of his Guru. So, and we should adopt the same mood. We should keep trying, doing our best in our sadhana, in our service, in our relationship, in everything we do in service of our spiritual master. In the Guru Parampara, we should adopt Srila Prabhupada's mood of the backbone of getting things done against all odds, despite all difficulties. So that's my quick takeaway. Thank you, Sundarnath Prabhu. Very inspiring talk. Jamuna Jaya, followed by William.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for class, Sundarnath Prabhu. Yeah, talk about things being ever fresh. You can't hear Prabhupada's story too many times. It's just, you need to hear it again and again. But one of the things I was just reflecting on is that his humility gave him the greatest confidence. I heard somebody say that once. And to the point of keep going, he was so humble because we know he would always say, it's not me, I'm only doing this because I was empowered by my spiritual master. But it's his humility, because he was taking this instruction 100% from his spiritual master, that gave him the confidence to keep going on despite everything. So I've always thought that was such a good, I forget who said that, really good explanation of, because he was so humble. It's not me, it's Krishna, it's my spiritual master. It gave him the confidence to go on. And every night before I go to bed, I read a little bit of Prabhupada Leonamrita, and just struck by it. It wasn't just then, the struggles continued over and over and over again. And he never, ever gave up in this humble but confident mood. So thank you so much for reminding of us yet again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. That is what it is. It is said, no ulterior motives. If one has ulterior motives, then there is desire for profit, adoration, success, and all. But when there is no ulterior motives, the success or failure is in Krishna's hand. In Guru's mercy, it is. So a person goes on, because Prabhupada didn't have any motive. He never thought that, I will become an acharya, the world Vishwaguru, an acharya. No, he never thought, he never even had desire for that. He just glorified Krishna. He wanted to just serve his Guru Maharaj's instruction without any ulterior motives. So that is a good takeaway, that whatever services we are doing without any ulterior motive, we need to keep on persistently. Like Ananda Vihari Prabhu said.
Thank you, Prabhu. We have Madan Gopal Prabhu in assembly. Madan Gopal Prabhu, would you like to speak?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sundarnath Prabhu, for taking us the deep, wonderful memory of Srila Prabhupada. I was reflecting on this, and especially this point you just made, that Prabhupada didn't have personal ambition. He didn't particularly care that, I become famous and things like that. But at the same time, he had a strong desire to make Krishna famous. And if he has to tolerate being famous, then so be it. You see, because I said, when he met, there's the man on the bench, Mr. Rubin, who remembered Prabhupada, and he remembered when Prabhupada had no organization or no backing. But Prabhupada said, I see temples and thousands of followers all over the world. Just time is separating us. So it's not that he didn't have the vision of a grand organization, but his idea was to glorify his guru, to glorify Krishna, and his vision was that, not to glorify himself. But at the same time, like you said, like Anand Bihari Prabhu said, he didn't give up. He didn't take it as a sign that Krishna doesn't want me to do this. When he was having a hard time getting his passport done, he kept coming to the office. Where's my P form? I've been coming 3 days in a row. What's wrong with you guys? He didn't give it up. This is a sign from Krishna, I should not go. I'm so glad. He didn't do that. He took it on his shoulders. In fact, he knew from the very beginning, when I say very beginning, even before he took sannyas, he knew that he was going to play a vital role in spreading this all over the world. He told one of his godbrothers, when he was still in doing business, he told one of his godbrothers, Dol Govind Shastri, that Dol Govind Shastri asked Prabhupada, Abhay Babu, how is this going to spread all over the world? And Prabhupada told, Abhay Babu told him that some surrendered fool among Bhaktisiddhanta's disciples will do this work. And then he told him, not you. And he used the plural, not you, means not you all, means me. I'm going to do it. I don't know how it's going to happen. It's going to be me. So it's not that, he was very confident that he's going to get the mercy. Even before he took sannyas, when he was still a family man. Dol Govind Shastri calls this, because when many years later, when Prabhupada had left and the Gaudiya Math had fallen apart, this devotee, Dol Govind Shastri, he ran across this another American devotee. Never seen American devotee before. He was just shocked. He says, how did you become a devotee? And then this devotee in the middle of the street in India, he showed him the back to God and showed him picture. This is our founder. He said, oh, Abhay Babu, you did it. He said, not you. And I was wondering, what's he talking about? So Prabhupada knew that he's the one going to do it. But at the same time, it wasn't for his self-aggrandizement. He took it upon his shoulders that Mahaprabhu's prediction has to be fulfilled. And if not now, then when? And if not me, then who? And that's the attitude that he wants us all to also inherit. That if not now, then when? And if not us, then who's going to do it? So it's just amazing on this day to reflect the bold step, the one small bold step for man, one giant leap for man. I guess Neil Armstrong said that when we walked on the moon. But this is his step onto the Boston Harbor is way bigger than that step on the moon, because his one step on Boston Harbor from Jaladuta is taking us to Goloka, well beyond the moon. So we're very grateful for today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madan Gopal Prabhu. William?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for class today, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Haribo. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared to say anything, but
Be bold like Prabhupada, William. But be concise also. You have 1 minute.
okay. Can we save it for the overnight? I mean, for the
Afterglow, yes, William.
afterglow.
Yes,
Save my
yes.
comment for the afterglow.
Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Sundarnath Prabhu, so maybe you could summarize or give us some instructions or inspiration in this 1 minute.
Madan Gopal Rao very precisely, concisely summarize. All we can do is pray for Prabhupada's mercy, because most of we are all like disciples of disciples. Prabhupada disciple. Prabhupada is considered our spiritual grandfather. Prabhupada himself said to his disciples on the appearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and other times that pray to my Guru Maharaj, because grandfather is more merciful than father. So with that mood, we can pray to Prabhupada to show us mercy, to engage in his mission, in his service, and empower us and have that qualities. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sundarnath Prabhu. Wonderful class. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, darshan time, dear devotees. So nice to see you. Thank you, Sundarnath Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Afterglow. William Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna, is he still with us, or he had to go?
Yeah, he had to go, but we're here with you.
It was a wonderful, wonderful class. My reflection was that I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful that Prabhupada came to New York. I'm very grateful that Krishna guided him after the 2 heart attacks, that he still was with him and guided him to bring Krishna consciousness to New York. I'm being a little selfish because I live in New York. My father was a dancer and a singer at Tompkins Square Park. And my father met Prabhupada. And I was, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years old. When my father came to the house and said, Hare Krishna! And we thought my father was crazy. Not crazy, but we thought it was funny, right? So I was blessed. My father blessed the whole house. Hare Krishna. So Krishna's been in my life since I was a child. You know, I wasn't raised in Krishna consciousness, but at least I got a taste of Krishna consciousness through my father. He didn't even realize what he was doing. He was trying to make fun, but he was actually blessing the house. You know, I had two near-death experiences in my life, and I know Krishna was there. I know the first time I died, I was brought back to life because I drowned. The second time was a car accident. The car was totaled, and as the car was spinning in a 360, everything stopped in slow motion, and I was praying to God. I didn't know his name was Krishna then. I was just praying because I was raised in a Christian family. So I just prayed to the Father. I said, Father, please, I'm sorry. Whatever I did, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Just let me see my grandmama one more time. I was praying for my grandmama. I love my grandmama so much. Please let me see my grandmama. She cooks so good. I'm sorry. But the thing is, I'm really happy that Krishna is in my life. He's been there. He's been there. And today is a very special day. Because the talk to me really, really helped me appreciate that I'm grateful for Krishna. So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for letting me speak.
Srila Prabhupada is in our life.
Prabhuji, it's hard to hear you. Can't hear you.
There's no sound coming through, Anand Bihari.
Yeah, your microphone is off or something.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't think I can figure it out. But
We can hear you now. Yeah.
okay, you can hear me now. Yeah. So I was saying that every time I pray to Prabhupada, there's no judgment coming from Prabhupada. We can pray, Prabhupada, I'm a mess. I failed. I did this and that. But there's never judgment. There's always encouragement and love and grace coming from Prabhupada, like a grandfather. No judgment, just pure love and encouragement. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your association. Okay, who wants to speak? Would anyone like to glorify Srila Prabhupada? You are glorifying Srila Prabhupada by being present in this class day in and day out. It's a great service. Srila Prabhupada is very pleased that devotees attend his morning program steadily. Okay. All right. So, let's see. Dana Krishna's Radharani, please unmute yourself and recite the Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How wonderful is Krishna, Hare Bol.
This is recorded. Great. Thank you, Dana Krishna's Radharani. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, morning program Ki Jai. All of you Ki Jai. Thank you very much for your association. Hare Krishna.